Outer space is full of potential dangers. We often think of asteroids or comets that could collide with Earth. These massive objects could cause huge damage. They can create craters and even change the climate. But have you ever thought about something much smaller? Consider a needle, a tiny object. It's hard to imagine this small thing causing any harm. We use needles for sewing and for medical purposes every day. They are lightweight and easy to handle. But what if this needle were moving at an unimaginable speed? That's when things get interesting. The speed of an object can change everything. Even something as small as a needle can become dangerous. Let's dive into the world of physics to see how. When we talk about space dangers, size is not the only factor. Speed also matters. And nothing is faster than the speed of light. The speed of light is incredibly fast. It travels at about 186,000 miles per second or 300,000 kilometers per second. This means light can go around the Earth 7.5 times in just 1 second. Light helps us see stars and galaxies far away. Light speed is the fastest speed in the universe. Nothing can go faster. This makes it a kind of universal speed limit. Scientists have tried to understand what happens at this speed for years. This is due to something called relativity, a theory by Albert Einstein. As objects move faster, they need more energy to keep accelerating. At light speed, their energy becomes almost infinite. This energy could have surprising effects. Picture a needle hurtling through space at the speed of light. It's tiny but incredibly fast. The energy it carries is beyond our usual experience. This needle, now a high-energy projectile, is no ordinary object. When it hits Earth, the energy has to go somewhere. Energy can't be created or destroyed, only transferred. The needle's kinetic energy would transfer to the impact point. This would create an explosion, but not just any explosion. The impact could resemble a nuclear blast. The force would be concentrated in a very small area. This would make the explosion even more intense. The needle could pierce through the ground with immense force. It's like a bullet, but much more powerful. The explosion would release a huge amount of radiation. This radiation could spread out, affecting a wide area. The immediate surroundings would experience extreme temperatures and pressures. The effects would be catastrophic. This tiny needle, moving at light speed, could create a disaster. Its small size doesn't matter anymore. The speed magnifies its impact tremendously. Section 4. Potential impacts on Earth. The impact of a needle hitting Earth at light speed would be devastating. First, there would be a massive explosion. This would be like a nuclear bomb going off. Ground zero would be obliterated, buildings flattened, trees uprooted. Next, the blast wave would spread out. It would carry immense energy, destroying everything in its path. Radiation would be another major issue. The explosion would release a lot of it. Finally, the shock waves could cause earthquakes. The energy would travel through the Earth's crust. The consequences would be felt globally. Section 5. The invisibility of catastrophe. The needle itself would be almost invisible. It's tiny and hard to see even when stationary. At light speed, it would be impossible to spot. This makes the threat even more terrifying. We wouldn't see it coming. The disaster would strike without warning. This invisibility adds to the danger. We rely on our senses to detect threats. But this needle would bypass all our defenses. It's like a stealth attack. The speed makes it undetectable. By the time we notice, it would be too late. This scenario shows how modern technology could be challenged. Our current systems might not be able to handle such a fast object. New detection methods would be needed. We would have to rethink our approach to space threats. The needle's invisibility highlights our vulnerability. It's a reminder that sometimes the smallest things can be the most dangerous. Section 6. Conclusion. The unseen threat. In conclusion, a needle hitting Earth at light speed is a mind-boggling concept. It shows how speed can turn something small into a massive threat. The physics behind this scenario are fascinating. The consequences would be catastrophic. This tiny, almost invisible object could cause an explosion, radiation, and earthquakes. The impact would be felt globally. It's a stark reminder of the power of speed and energy. Size isn't everything. Even the smallest objects can have huge effects if they move fast enough. This scenario also challenges our current technology and preparedness. It shows that we need to think beyond the obvious threats. The invisible dangers can be the most terrifying. The needle at light speed is a perfect example of this. Understanding these concepts helps us appreciate the complexities of the universe. It also reminds us of the need for continuous advancement in science and technology.